Raising. Welcome to another in a continuing series of poker instructional videos aimed at the beginning and intermediate player. A raise is an increase in the bet. Let's look at the most basic example of this. Here we have a 6-person game of Hold'em. The first two players post their blinds. The under-the-gun player in the 3-seat folds. The player in the 4-seat has a pair of jacks and decides to increase the bet to $10. This is called a raise. Raises may be made on any round of betting. Let's say it's the river, the last round after the 5th community card has been turned. In this simple example, the pot has increased during the pre-flop, flop, and turn to $150. Two players are left. Roger is in the 3-seat, and Hannah is on the button. The board is Ace of Hearts, 7 of Diamonds, 3 of Hearts, 6 of Clubs, King of Hearts. Roger, with Ace of Spades, King of Spades, bets $30. Hannah, who has Queen of Hearts, Jack of Hearts, makes the bet $100, increasing the bet from $30. This is also a raise, in this case, a raise of $70. A raise may itself be raised. That's generally called a re-raise. Specifically, the first re-raise in a round of betting is called a 3-bet. The next re-raise is a 4-bet, the next re-raise a 5-bet, etc. All well and good. We now should all know what a raise and re-raise are. But why do players raise? Why should you consider raising? There are two good reasons to raise. First, for value, to get more money into a pot that you expect to win. 2, for deception, to mislead an opponent about the range of hands you are playing. Here's an example of that first reason, raising for value. It's the river, the last round of betting, when all 5 community cards have been revealed. There's $200 in the pot in this $1, $3 game. You have $300 behind, as does your opponent. Your opponent, on whom you have position, meaning you're betting after he's betting, has been leading the betting the whole way. The board is King of Diamonds, Queen of Diamonds, Deuce of Clubs, 9 of Spades, 6 of Diamonds. You have Ace of Diamonds, Deuce of Diamonds. You would raise in this instance with the hope that your opponent would call your raise and you would win more money than if you just called his bet. Here's an example of reason number 2, raising for deception. There's $40 in the pot in this 1-3 no-limit game. You have an effective stack of about $300. It's the flop. The flop is King of Hearts, Queen of Clubs, 7 of Clubs. You called your opponent's raise pre-flop. You have the Ace of Hearts and 10 of Hearts. You have position on your opponent. Your opponent bets $25. You raise to $60. You raised to deceive your opponent into thinking you have a strong hand of Ace King, Ace Queen, King Queen, or maybe a set of 7s. Your plan is to win the hand right away as a bluff, or perhaps win on a later street if your hand improves. Either way, your raise is meant to mislead your opponent. You remember I said there were good reasons for raising? Well, there are bad reasons for raising too. Sometimes players raise to project a tough or aggressive image. They're feeling macho, so they raise. This often happens when players are on tilt, governed more by their emotions than their brain. Imagine an opponent has sucked out on you a couple of times. This time, he bets and you shove on him with nothing, just because you're frustrated over prior hands and don't want to look weak. That's a terrible reason for a raise. Sometimes players raise because they feel they don't have enough chips left worth holding on to, so they just shove them in as a raise. This is also a very bad reason to raise. In a cash game, the last $100 in your stack is worth as much as the first $100 in your stack. In a tournament, the difference between having a few chips or even one chip and having no chips is the difference between your tournament life and death. So never just toss your last chips into a pot, cash, or tournament. Never do that thoughtlessly. To summarize, a raise is an increase in the betting. There are good reasons for raising, and there are bad reasons. Make sure that if you are raising it, it's for a good reason.